We good? Let me see.
Uh, it
It
looks like we're
says
good.
we are live. We are live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's
sir.
salute people. Salute. Hope
Salute,
everyone is
salute.
well, chilling, maintaining, protecting their peace, running at a high vibration. Cuz,
That's
what's
right.
going on with you, good brother? Been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little minute. Can't complain. I'm good. Just started raining up here in New York. So, yeah, just chilling out, just relaxing. And yourself?
Just chilling, same. Just got done making my son and ma some food. Got up
Nice.
early. Was
Nice.
trying to figure out this StreamYard and YouTube crap. You know how I go. Always technical difficulties. always something. What you got
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on? How's the family? Everything good?
Oh, man. Yeah, the family's terrific, man. It's funny. I just left my aunt. She had to come back. I had a doctor's appointment. She had a doctor's appointment. So, but this weekend I was with them. We threw a paint and sip event. So it was really nice, man. I really enjoyed myself this
Is that the
weekend.
video? The video you posted
Yeah, that was the
with the
video.
tents,
Yeah,
and all of that?
yeah, with the tents. So I helped her put up the tents. Help her take them down and everything like that. So it was really great. We really enjoyed ourselves.
All right, that's good, yo. I love to see you spend the time with the family, doing your thing. I'm
Thank
big on family
Yeah,
myself. I'm big on family myself. So
right. It's really
respect.
important. My aunt, she's always trying to get me out there. Come out, come out. And I went out and didn't realize how much I needed that. How much I needed that. They're in Ronkonkoma, so it's like a community, and it's quiet, and we had
Where
the
is it, Cosby?
pool.
You said it was?
Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Ronkonkoma, Long Island. It's like kind of like
Oh,
going
Long
upstate,
Island, Long Island. Got you, Long Island.
right? So we
Long
jumped on
Island.
trampoline. We're in the pool. Having a good time, and I didn't know how much I needed that. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. It's a lot. Is it like country or is it like
Uh,
city?
it's like country because I came out right to when I was taking down the tents, and I seen a bunny rabbit, and I'm like, oh snap! I didn't even know y'all had rabbits out here, but yeah, so it's like country. It's rabbits and they said deers and other
Rabbits, yeah,
stuff
I
out
got
there.
rabbits all over.
Right, right, right.
Peaceful, quiet neighborhood. I love it. I love that. The city be reckless. New York City be reckless.
No, no,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. So, how was your weekend?
I can't complain. Just chilling, man. Living, taking care of my son, getting ready to school, being a grandparent, being a
Oh
husband, being a
man, yeah,
son-in-law,
wow, terrific,
doing
terrific.
doing what I do. Doing what
That's,
I
that's
do.
I'm proud of you, man. Proud of you.
Likewise. My older boy moved to Virginia
Oh, you moved to
recently. I
Virginia.
think I told you that last time we spoke. I told you he was going to Virginia, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
mistaken.
mentioned it. You mentioned it. Wow. So he's gone already. He left already.
Yeah, he left. He left already.
Nice, nice, nice.
But I'm well, cause chilling, trying to stay healthy, trying to not trying, doing what I gotta do,
Doing.
man.
That's right. Yeah, I was just going about to say that doing, you're doing it, and the words that we use, it has a different connotation. It motivates us differently. So I'm glad you said you're doing.
Right. I gotta catch myself every time I say that, cause I tell people not to say that, and then
Right,
sometimes I say it myself. So it's like, nope, you gotta remember when you
right.
say trying, you giving failing a chance.
Absolutely. Try is to fail. Right. How can you try? I was telling my little cousin that, right? He was trying to get my candy and stuff, right? So I was like, how are you trying? It's either you do it or you try. And then I showed him how you would try to get something, and he was like, oh, he looked like, well, I never looked at it that way. So I said, you actually, so that's good. That's good.
Nah, word. Yo, believe it or not, yo, a lot of jewels and gems you drop at me, cause I
Right.
be taking them in, cause I be taking them in.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy because that's really the whole key of it. You know what I'm saying? Is to sharpen others and to share your experience. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Everyone has a story to tell. Like they say, everyone's a walking book, and people can relate to your story and benefit off your story. So you can help. I mean, you're already doing it in your community, so you can help thousands on top of thousands, and that's the key. Yeah. So I'm glad, man. I'm happy for you.
Yo, you speaking of that, yo, tell me shit. I felt some kind of way yesterday, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I felt some kind of way yesterday. I pull up at the gas station. I'm getting my gas and putting my numbers in. Somebody's like, "Can you help me out with gas?" And I
Okay.
was like, "Yeah, sure, I got you." So I was like, I go in. I tell the guy, "Yo, give this guy some gas. Give him $10 worth of gas. Gives him $10 worth of gas." I come outside. Tell him, "You all say you got gas." Guy don't say nothing. And
Right.
I'm like, can you say thank you?
Thank
Jeez.
you. Right.
Can I get a thank you? Am I wrong for feeling some kind of way, brother Cos?
No, you definitely not wrong for feeling some type of way. I would have felt some type of way too. We just got to remember that everything that we do is an offering to our God or our Most High. So you just kind of look past that and you just look at the great deed that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And we will be rewarded for that. And a lot of times people look at or they might treat others the way that they think they're being treated. So really, it's an issue with him. You just continue to do what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? But that was his issue. And some people, they don't say thank you. They don't, they're not that considerate because of the way
Right.
they feel like they've been treated. So that's really his problem. It's not your problem. You know what I mean? You passed
But
that. So
at the moment, I was kind of in my feelings, like, wow, not
right.
even a thank you, like
No,
good
no,
looking.
I know how you feel because I have held the door for people and they have not said nothing, just walk. And some of them will look you in the face, and it used to get me tight. And I remember one time we was in the mosque, right? And the imam was saying when you say "Assalamu alaikum," and some people get mad when people don't say it back to them. But he said, don't get mad because you're doing it for God. You're doing it for Allah. So you're really doing it. Everything is an offering to our Most High. So that's your offering to the Most High. So you did your job for the day. So really, it has nothing to do with the person. It was just that the person gave you the opportunity to do what you did, but it has nothing to do with him.
Mm,
You understand?
I didn't even look at it that way, Cos. Thank you. That is
Right, right.
exactly what I needed to hear. Because at the moment, I ain't gonna lie, in the moment, and I don't know if it was maybe triggered by something else,
Yeah.
but I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you're welcome. And I said it out loud. Can't even get a thank you.
Wow. No, it definitely makes one feel a type of way because you're making an offering and you feel like your offering is just, it's just being, the person's being inconsiderate to your offering. But like I said, your offering is to the Most High, and that person was just an opportunity for you to do what you did. You know what I mean?
Amen to that. Amen.
Right.
Amen. I saw you sent me something earlier. Talk about the healing process.
Okay. Yeah, we talking about heal people versus wounded people,
Right.
right? And a lot of times things might be going on with our body and our mind that we quite don't understand, right? So we respond to those situations how we've been responding to them forever, right? So when we think someone has done something to us, it's really that the person exposed that wound that's always been there. So, and once we look at it like that, we don't blame others. We know that this is an inside job and we have to do our own job in healing ourselves. It's nobody else's fault. So a lot of times we hear people get online and we say, this person made me do it. If it wasn't for this person, no, that person didn't make you do it because you have options. And salute to the brother Smitty and Mikey B. They were speaking about options last night, and we all have options. You have options to walk away, to get out of abusive relationship. So everything is in us. Like diseases. Women have all the eggs that they're ever going to have inside of them. So we have to start to look within and do the self healing work. You know what I mean?
Now, should we be dealing with people that are not healed, or should we help them heal? What you think?
It's very difficult, right? Because everyone is different. But I say if you have a loved one and they're having issues on that spectrum, I would say help them, you know what I mean? But you have to be safe too, because if you're just healing or you're in the healing process or whatever, you can be sucked in. So you got to be really, really careful too. You can feed them from a long spoon. But if you're engaging in the acts that they're engaging in, then it's kind of defeating the purpose because
Mm,
you're not really helping that person. You're actually doing more. You actually, you know,
Disservice.
right. You're doing more harm to them. So if you're gonna help that person, you got to be like straight up. I mean, you got, you know what I mean? You can't really like be engaging into what they're engaging into because you're both gonna fall. You know what I mean?
Definitely, I get it. And what you seeing around the internet? What are you seeing? Mostly healed or mostly not healed or work in progresses?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'm seeing a lot of wounded people, a lot of wounded people because, right, like social media, the way it came in, right, a lot of people wasn't ready for it, you know, mentally, and it gives you what you want deep down inside, but everything that we want is not always good for us, and people want to be seen and people want to be heard, and now, you know, a lot of times people feel like, hey, this is my chance, and they're doing whatever to get it, but a lot of times that's not the healthiest choice, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people kind of like spinning each other and exposing the wounds that's already there instead of
Right.
trying to help each other. You understand what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. They got to recognize and accountability is a big step.
Yes,
Like you were saying
yes,
earlier, we put the blame elsewhere often, you know, and something even on the internet right now that's trending is this Dr. Umar situation.
right.
I think there's a lot of lack of accountability there, for lack of better words.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. You good. You
Okay,
good.
I'm back. All right. Yeah, you know, definitely, right? Because, you know, just like we politicians and stuff like that, right? A lot of them might come in the game with like a clear heart, a pure heart, and everything. They might really want to help the people, but I think somewhere down the middle they kind of get caught up, right? In the fame, the stardom, your ego is being massaged
Bro,
constantly. You can get caught up in it. That's how the brain is wired to, you know, we're wired to want a lot of times what we feel like we don't have, but you really have everything that you need. You just don't know how to access it. So with Umar, I just think the brother should take a break for a little while, man. You know, take a break, kind of like reset, because he's a really good speaker. And I remember I went to Jersey. I think this is called Science or Hall of Science or something like that. It's a spot in Jersey, a bookstore, and he was really great. You know what I mean? But I think trying doing the same thing over and over and not really getting the results that we want, this is what turns us into failures. And we
mm,
start to feel like a failure after a while. You know, you're trying something for the last 10 years and it hasn't manifest, it can make us feel like a failure. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people on social media, right? They're trying to get their podcast popping, they're trying to get their channel popping, and they feel like that is not going anywhere because they're not getting the thousands of views. But really, that's telling you that you are doing something. You are, if you got 9 people in the chat, 20 people like the video, that's telling you you are doing something. You
or
know, you
even a
understand?
zero like we got right now.
Right, right. Yeah, you just gotta embrace it and enjoy it and be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people are lying to themselves and creating false narratives in their head, right? And when you create a narrative in your head, your mind and body doesn't know the difference.
Mm,
So it's kind of like you're living that situation. So people have to stop putting themselves through the drama, stop arguing with people, stop thinking bad thoughts about people because when you think it, you're actually living it. This is why it feels so real to you because you're actually living it. Your body doesn't know the difference. You know what I mean?
mm. Right. This for me personally too. There's no way that like YouTube should be like your main life, your real life,
Right,
like
right.
what the world revolves around. What's going on YouTube? You know, that's not good. That's not healthy. Like there's a real world out there, real life, real humans
Right.
we come across on a daily basis and whatnot. So some of these people we never gonna meet in person. You know, like
That's true.
and they hiding behind a computer or screen, talk their talk, troll, do what they do, and we
No,
fall
no,
for it.
right. No, that's right. And you know what it's doing is messing up a lot of people's lives because, you know, I thought this was a joke at first, but it's really that serious. You have a lot of people that don't eat, they don't bathe, they're not connecting with their families. They're on social media all day. And the thing, remember, I was telling you before that I turned off all of my notifications, and it really helped me too, because when you hear the notifications going off, even when you hear somebody else's notification goes off, it trains your mind to automatically jump on your phone and go through your phone. So you have to protect yourself. Some people think, hey, I can just do it, and no, you can't. You have to do these necessary things for your health, your wellness, your well-being. So I cut off all my notifications so I don't get the notifications. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like that. And if it's that important, a friend will call me, a friend can call me or something like that. But you have to do these necessaries. Like at 9 o'clock, my phone automatically turns black and white. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, okay.
right, and I think you can get that done on any type of phone. I don't know if you've seen the video. I got the after 7 o'clock, I turn on the red light. I turn on my red light in my apartment. So we have to do these necessary things. When you turn on the red light, you block the negative spectrums. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
And
we
when we
have to
constantly when we constantly watching
right.
disruptive videos, is that's what's gonna show up on our timeline. So it's easier for us to
Mhm.
engage in it. Like it doesn't even
Absolutely.
have to be a notification. It could just be you looking at YouTube guideline or Facebook timeline, and it's a whole
No, no,
bunch
no,
of
definitely.
not
No,
on
this
a high frequency kind of content, for lack of better words.
right. And this is why I'm more unconscious of what I send to people or I send to my friends, right? Like I'm like, not that video, because it might be not a total negative video, but it might be something that maybe this person shouldn't be watching mentally or whatever. So I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna send that to them. And this is important. This is important because really, like we were saying before, cater to your brain, right? We hear people say, eat this food to do your body good. But what about our brain? Why is nobody telling us the food to eat for our brains, the exercises to do for our brain, the conversations for our brain, brain boosting techniques? This is what we need to be dwelling on, instead of getting at each other, because come on, man, you want to get at somebody because they said some nasty words to you. All you have to do is forget about it, right? Because when we replay it in our head, we're actually living it, man. So if someone talked about my deceased mother, and I'm steady thinking about it all day, replaying it in my brain, I'm living it. It's like the person is saying it over, and then I'm saying it to myself. So that's like a double impact. Just forget about it. Okay, the person said something about my dead mother. Okay, so what? Big deal. Just forget about it and move on. But if you're dwelling on it, it's going to be hard for you to move on.
Right, gotta be strong minded. I definitely could
Right.
relate to that, yo. I definitely. You already know how I am, cause you know that.
Yes.
What's the saying? Stick and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But I told
No,
you this
that's
before.
deep.
It's like
That's deep.
when it comes from your loved ones that
Yeah,
can say something hurtful, then it could be really hurtful for me. But
that's the facts. Facts.
when it's not immediate family or people I'm close to, it really doesn't bother me.
Absolutely. No, that's good the way you look at it. And you know what's real deep? I think a lot of people don't look at, but the trolls, right? The trolls, oh man, they're so like helpful in a sense, because I had some trolls at one time, and after the fact I'm like, wow, I'm kind of glad I went through that. You know what I mean? In a sense, it might sound crazy, but I'm kind of glad that I went through what I went through. Now I know how to better execute my behavior when dealing with it. You don't deal with them at all, but some of the things that they say can help you in a sense. It depends how you look at it. So like I wanted to give them a shout out, but I just didn't want to sound like encourager. I don't want to encourage the behavior, but yo, the trolls are powerful. They just don't know how powerful they are. You know what I mean?
Mm, right. Hey, troll with a real page, right?
Troll
For
patrol, something
yourself.
like
Troll legit. Like let it be known who you are. It's like
right.
don't.
You control people in a positive way too, like getting them to do their homework. And I know I'm bugging you, I know I'm trolling you right now, but I'm going to always remind you to do your homework, so you can troll, you can reverse the trolling. But a lot of times hurt people want to see other people hurt, right? And I know we hear that phrase a lot, but really the truth is hurt people don't have to hurt people if they was to get help. You
Mm,
understand what I mean? So a lot of times hurt people kind of use that excuse. Like, oh, I was hurt, so I hurt you. I was disgusted, so I said some nasty things about you. But really, you didn't have to do that. You choose to do that. You know what I mean?
right. Choice that we seem to think that we don't have a choice often,
Right.
whether it's situations and whatnot. Like there's always a choice, and you could
Always.
choose to engage. You could choose to do something about it. You could choose
Hmm.
to ignore it. Like there's more choices than what we think. Actually,
Right. And when we utilize those choices, we get better at it, right? We get better at the decision making.
good
Like
part.
like like someone can say something crazy to me and I can walk away, right? Everyone else can't, a lot of other people can't do that, but I can walk away. Why? Because I have no ego. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of me. You can talk crazy to me. I'm gonna walk away. Have a nice day, brother, sister. I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna engage because fire on top of fire is just gonna burn the whole house down. So why would I, why would I add more fire? As long as you don't put your hands on me, then I got to defend myself. But if you're talking crap, then I can still walk away to live to see another day. I'm going to forget about it so easily because I trained my mind to just forget about it. But someone who's not trained, they're going to be constantly thinking about it. Dad, did I do the right thing? Maybe I should have punched him in the face. I walked away. They're all laughing at me. These are all mental distractions. And this is
Mm,
what most people that's walking around today are distracted by things. Why am I worrying about another podcast or what they're doing? It has nothing to do with me. Why am I worried about it so much? So this is when I need to get professional help because I'm worried about another man too much. I'm worried about his couch. Why am I worried about it? Who cares about his couch?
crazy.
I mean, come on. So people are doing it to themselves, man. Why does that get you so upset that this guy's on the couch and he's doing his podcast from a pissy couch? So what?
It's like we
So what?
invested. We invest our time in things that don't matter. Like
Yes,
why are you so invested? Why are you so invested? I get that. I
big
I
time.
definitely get that. It's like yo, worry and focus on yourself. Like for real,
Man.
focus on yourself.
And when you focus on yourself, you're definitely going to get to where you're trying to go to, right? It's just like a race, right? If you're racing and you're looking at somebody else's sneakers, you're looking at their hat, you're turning around, you're going to slow yourself down because you're distracted. So most people are distracted and they don't even know what to do, man. How can I stop being
Escape,
distracted?
right? They can't escape it.
No, man,
It's
it's
what
deep. It's
they
that
get
deep.
up and look for it, cause it's like that's the purpose in life for some people. Like, how can I interrupt someone else's life? Like
Mhm. Wow.
how can I make a negative impact on someone else's life? Because my life is so messed up.
Yeah, misery loves company. Misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? And those type of people, they lack emotional intelligence, right? Because emotional intelligence is able to see someone else shine and feel just as happy, right? When you
Mm,
don't have emotional intelligence, you can't see that. That's just like a little kid who hasn't developed it yet, right? If they get a hug, if the other kid gets a hug from mommy or ice cream, the other kid will get upset and maybe want to smack the ice cream. That's just because they don't have that emotional intelligence. They haven't developed it yet. So you have a lot of
mm,
grown people who haven't developed that intelligence yet. So they can't see, or if they see you popping on your podcast, they don't even really rock with you, but in their mind, they say, yo, I got to go over there and get some of that shine. So I'm going to go over there and get on the platform where I'm going to shout them out real quick. But they didn't do that prior to that, but they see you popping and they feel like they got to get a piece of that action. You know what I mean?
right.
I see that a
Let me
lot
get
too. I see that
involved.
a lot.
Let me get into it. Let me see. Let me add to his buzz. Well, takeaway actually, because if
Yeah.
that's what your
Yeah.
intentions is, you taking away. You
Yeah,
taking
he's
away.
shining, she's shining. I need some of that shine. I know I don't really rock with you, but hey, I'm coming over to get some of that shine because I believe I deserve it. I believe I deserve
Mm,
it. And that's what happens. People believe they deserve things and rightfully so, but it's how you go about that thing that you think you deserve or you believe you deserve. It's how you go about getting it.
Mm, that
You
makes
know?
sense. That makes sense, cause that makes sense. That makes sense.
Right. And people are stepping on toes crazy. They don't mind stepping on toes. They come over to your podcast and they just so it's just people are out to get what they feel they deserve. And instead of getting it themselves and doing the work, they feel like, hey, I'm gonna mess with her, I'm gonna mess with him, because sometimes people can see the opportunity that lies in your company that you don't even see. You
Mm,
don't even see it, but they see it. And once they're able to tap into that opportunity that's really yours, then they don't deal with you anymore. They got what they wanted. You know what I'm saying?
definitely. You got used without even noticing it.
Right, right,
Got to
and
change behavior patterns. Stop being
right.
an emotional wreck or so attached. And it's like, why you
Mhm.
care? Why do you care so much? Why? Like, put that care into yourself. Care about yourself
Mhm.
more. Like, put
So
that
deep,
care
wow.
into you. Somebody,
Yes.
it's like, how you care about what somebody else got going on, and you don't even care what you got going on.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. Right. And then make excuses, for why they get at you, or they're really distracted because mentally they're only using a certain part of their brain or a certain amount of their brain. They're not using their whole brain, and they're not tapping into different areas of their brain, meaning that they're staying in that one part of the brain, because your brain moves in your skull. So if you're only focused on that dilemma or what you're thinking about all day, that means you're only going to be in the lower part of your brain. You understand?
Oh, talk
So
about it.
so your brain is what moves your body, is the driver to this physical shell. So if you're thinking about the same thing, you're not going anywhere in life. You're moving, but you're staying right there in life mentally. Your body is moving different places, but mentally you cannot move any further.
Interesting.
And that's why I tell people they have to learn this science. I mean, it helped me in so much. I'm gonna share something with you after this, right?
Balance is important,
Um,
man. Balance.
right. I'm gonna share a video with you, right? My therapist told me when I first came in, when she first met me, she said I was at a number 7, right? She told me today, I went to see my therapist today. She told me I'm at a number 4. So she said, Kareem, you drop dramatically. She said, whatever you're doing, she said, keep doing it. She said, you went from a 7 to a 4. She said, that's very
So
good.
the lower the number is, the better it is.
Yes, yes, the lower the number is. And then when you get to 0, it's over. You don't need them anymore. And, this science has really changed, man. Neuroplasticity, you have to learn about your brain. We want to know everything about our bodies, our muscle, our this, but your brain is what needs the attention, right? Like right now, I'm working with my cousin and a few autistic children, right? I got like 3 autistic children I'm working with, and it's the brain, right? The mother told me, she said, wow, she said, my child is like different since you've been working with him. And I brought him some toys, right? The what's that? The Rubik's Cube, different things to work on your brain. It doesn't matter what they label you with. You work on your brain, and I'm telling you, you're going to change in well, everyone's different, but at least give it 61 days. Your whole life would change if you study this. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I wouldn't lie to you. When you study your brain, your whole life will change. People wouldn't even notice you anymore. They're gonna be like, "Wow!" I guarantee you. Guarantee you.
There was a time in my journey, and I'm still going through my journey. My journey,
Yeah,
it's still a process. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, yo, I had to learn that, yo. I really
yeah.
had to learn that. Mm,
Getting removing certain people out of your life.
like,
Right.
yeah,
Sometimes we don't want to do it, but you will see the dramatic change, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, wow, you're gonna see the dramatic change. Like, this person is not calling me with the crap anymore, because that plays a part on how you think and how you move. Because if someone tells you something, it's automatically stuck in your head. Now you're gonna play it over and over. You're gonna be thinking about it. If a friend comes and tells you something negative, you're gonna be thinking about it. You don't want that in your head. So certain people, places, and things you have to eliminate out of your life. You have to, and you're going to see how your life is going to improve. The stress, everything is going to be lifted, and you're going to be like, "Wow, this is all I had to do." But sometimes we have to go through things to show us that light. So just because you're going through it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. You're stupid, or the devil is cursing you. It's just the universe. These things have to happen at a certain time, and you're just there. You're just there. So you're going to be faced with it, and it all matters how you deal with it. And then you just move on to the next lesson, because we know that the world is a big classroom, man.
Right. It goes back to what you said a while ago. It's there's reacting and responding, right? So
Yes.
we tend to react on a crazy way instead of responding, and we lack like trying to identify what caused that emotional
Mhm.
trigger, like what caused you to get
Yes.
in a bad
Yes.
mood.
Said it.
Identify that, so next time you can stay away from it and avoid it. You know,
Hmm. Wow, that's deep what you just said. That's deep. The triggers. Gotta get down to the triggers. Yes.
identify it. Identify
Right.
it immediately. Like, why was I in my feelings? Why did I get mad?
Man,
Why?
you've been
Like,
doing some studying, man. I can tell you've been doing some studying. That was deep. I like that. I like that.
it's a really it's a heck of a ride, yo, cause, and I tell
Yeah.
you this all the time.
Yeah.
The it doesn't happen overnight, and
Nope.
it's never ending. Once you think
Hmm.
that the journey's over, it
Right.
is, but it
Yeah.
is really not, because there's so much more. There's always more to learn, always ways to behave better, identify things like even
Deep.
what you said. We're so busy trying to make our bodies better, stay
Yeah.
healthier, but then we neglecting the brain. You know.
Hmm. Right.
And you
Right.
taught me that. You taught me that, because
Right.
I might be a little guilty of that, like
Yeah.
worrying so much about the health on the body aspect of things. We're like, yo, no, the mind,
Right.
the brain got to be there too. It got to be at the same ratio, like
That's
for the
yeah.
stars to align.
Right, because we're overthinking. We start overthinking, right? Like a friend told me a long time ago, he said that thought is positive,
Mm.
thinking is negative, right? And I didn't understand what he
Say
meant.
that
And
again. Say
now,
that
like,
again. Say that
he,
again.
he said he said thought is positive and thinking is negative, right?
Mm.
And I didn't quite understand what he was saying back then, but now today I do, right? Because when we overthink, we cause ourselves bad health when we overthink something, because overthinking it is not going to change it. It just puts more stress on our thinking, instead of just facing it. Right, when you face something and you do this in repetition form, you get better at your stress response. I
Mm.
forgot the name of that part of your brain. It starts with an A. Abba got something. You probably know what I'm speaking about, but that's the stress part of your brain, and you're able to deal with stress more. Breakup, you're able to get past these things more when you just face it, right? And when you feel like you're having problems and trouble in your life, that's actually the universe. That's actually life speaking to you. That's the beginning of something new. But a lot of people are faced with issues and they throw in the towel. No, that's
Mm.
the wrong time to throw in the towel. You really, it's something happening that you don't understand, and you like, okay, time to throw in the towel, because that's how the nervous system responds. Your nervous system, but no, that's when you really want to dig, because you know something is happening. You just don't
Right.
know what, but you want to get into it. You want to say, nah, challenges is here to help you. It's not here to break you down. But we have just been programmed to think that issues in life is because we're doing something wrong. No, the problems could be happening because you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
Like a bad time. If you're having a bad time, that's the direction of a good time. It's the
Mm,
beginning of a good time. uh, uh, on downside of things, or things are down and things are bad, is the beginning of
Right,
things
right.
going up and things getting better.
No, no, that's a whole fact.
But
It's
we spend so much time dwelling, and that's backtracking. It's backtracking when you're
right.
dwelling.
Go
Hmm.
back to, sometimes we got to go back to the drawing board and
Mm.
right, and people, people don't, and that's a part of living. When you're actually going through things and you're figuring it out, that's a part of living. And some people don't want to face that. So some people are really not living, man. They think that they're living, but that's not living. What you're doing and running to the Gucci store and doing this and performing on stage like you're in the circus, and that's not really living. And you can tell, like, from certain artists, like I was listening to Big Sean, Big Sean, different artists that you can tell they tapped into something, and you hear how they speak, and they
Mm.
think like, yo, this is really nothing. This is like, they're not, like, you listen to them because they've been through it. They've been through it, like a brother like Kanye West, which I really love Kanye West. I like his music, everything. But Kanye West has been at the breakthrough for so long, and I feel like he missed the opportunity because of his ego. If he was just to drop his ego and go to therapy, I think he would be a much better person, much better father, a much better artist. But a lot of people don't truly want to live. We're holding ourselves back.
Right? They comfortable. They okay with where they at,
Right.
or don't believe that there's more or could do more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we, like I said, we hold ourselves back. I could have been teaching, but it was something in me that was kind of a little frightened, or think I couldn't do it until I just did it. Until, like Rick Rubin speaks about, we don't know what we can do until we do it.
Mm.
Until we do it, you don't know what you can do until you do it. At least try it. But some of us, we don't try. Not we don't
Get
know.
started, right? Get started.
Right.
At least start. A start
Absolutely.
comes a long way, man. It causes momentum, positive energy. It's like you're doing nothing but want results.
Absolutely.
What is that? How does that work?
Right.
It's
Who
like,
thinks
yo,
like that? Right? and that's like a lazy mind. And what they say is, you're not lazy, but mentally you're lazy, because being lazy is like a mental defect. You understand what I mean? They look
definitely.
at the disability in the brain. That's just like people who get welfare, right? It says from the disability apartment. So they're basically saying, like, you know what I mean? So mentally lazy people, that's a disability. It's a mental disability, because no one's really weak. I mean, no one's really lazy, right? Like, I was telling you, the book, Mel Roberts, right? She has a technique she does, the 5 4 3 2 1 theory, where she just 5 4 3 1 and just get up and do something. And after a
ASAP. Yep, yep.
while,
I remember that.
yeah,
Hmm.
after a while it becomes a habit. You're not lazy. It's just a mental thing. We think we're telling ourselves we're lazy. You're not lazy. You're not stupid. You're not ugly. You're none of these things. But we
And
tell
I don't personally, I don't like to compare myself to other people, right? But
right.
my version of lazy, of being lazy,
Yes.
is still more than the average person. Like, I'm still doing more than the average person.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like, yo, I could have did a little more, but I'm still doing more than
Right.
the average people do. And it's, for
Right.
me, it's a discipline that I've managed to establish throughout the years. Getting
That's
up
it.
early,
That's it.
working out, doing what I gotta do. It's like
Right.
automatic. It's not a fight like it used to be.
Right, because yeah, you come in a routine. Once you make it a routine, and everybody's routine is different, but I believe everyone should have a morning routine, afternoon routine, and this is what kind of structures our day, and it also makes our tomorrow easier. You understand?
Mm,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah, you just organizing things, and when you get a thought, you write it down immediately. Write it down. And I was in my therapist's office, and she has a nice vision board, and I was like, oh man, I think I need to make me a vision board. I've been like kind of putting it off for a minute, but making a vision board and kind of meditating on your vision board throughout the day or whenever it comes to your head, It like kind of, it activates something. It activates that want to do. You see it and you're meditating on it. Anything that we pay focus to, the majority of our time, we're going to bring into our life. It's
Mm,
just like that. That's how the universe works. So you want to get a vision board, and
right.
whatever your desire is, you want to put it on that vision board and put it like the first thing you wake up in the morning. This is what you see. Besides your beautiful wife, this is what you see, and y'all both can like vision in that board. Y'all can mix it up, or y'all can do your separate vision boards. And when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you see, and you can like meditate on it for like 2 minutes before you get out the bed. As you walk into the bathroom and you say your affirmations, you look into the mirror and you say your affirmations.
Yes,
You
yes,
know what I mean? It's
definitely.
beautiful, man.
It's very important, yo. That first 20 minutes, half hour of your day is
Mhm.
so important.
So important, right?
Based on what you do, is gonna dictate the rest of the day, bro. Like
Absolutely, absolutely.
it's you can't get up and go look on the internet, see what's going on the internet, and see a whole bunch of drama. Guess what? Your day's gonna be like. It's gonna be full of drama. You
No,
wake
yeah,
up motivated, happy, look in the mirror, say, "I'm gonna have a great day today." Guess what? You're gonna have a great day. You're gonna
absolutely.
have a great day consistently, consistently. In the beginning, we slip up and we might forget the routine, but like you said, repetition, repetition, repetition. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep going. It's just
Yeah,
like push-ups. If you do 10 push-ups
mhm,
for a
yeah,
week straight, the following week you're gonna be able to do 15. You keep doing
right.
15. After that, you're gonna be able to do more. Like,
Yeah, no, and that's deep. That's deep. A deep depiction. And some people probably like, why do it in repetitions, right? Because when you do it in repetitions, you create new brain pathways, and new connections in your brain. So your brain is your real community. The brain, your neurons is like the people, and your brain is your community, and your thoughts is what kind of showers and make those fruits in the community. So you want to think the positive things, the best things, and you want to create those new neuron pathways in your brain. And the
mm,
old ones, you burn off the old ones. You burn the old ones because your brain, your neurons is always firing, always firing. Just now, whatever you think about, your brain is going to fire. It fires neurons and it creates new neurons. So if you don't want to create negative ones, you don't think negative. If you want
mm,
to create positive ones, you think positive, and like we was talking about facial yoga, right? We've talked about that before. Making facial yoga, making nice faces with your facial muscles and holding it. That's your facial
mm.
muscle, and that
And we
facial
have
yoga.
we have like I don't even know if we understand this, but throughout the day, we have hundreds of thoughts that come
Right.
to our mind. And
Yeah.
and these days, I'm sure for a lot of us, they're mostly negative thoughts. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
identify and just go to a happy place, create a happy thought, because you could
Yeah.
you could dictate to what you think, because one positive thought is gonna lead to another positive thought, and vice versa. A negative thought is gonna
Yeah.
lead into another negative thought.
No, no, that's deep. And once we realize that we create our own emotions based on our thoughts, then we be like, oh, I'm the master of, like, we start really realizing we're in control. This is why I say no one can make you flip out on them, or whatever. That's their issue that they have. If they have an issue with you, it's their issue. It's not my issue. You're not going to drag me into this. You know what I'm saying? So when you realize that your thoughts create your emotions, and if you don't want this certain emotion, then you don't produce a certain thought, you start to realize that you're more powerful than you actually knew.
Right. And if you are having that bad thought,
Right.
identify that you're having a bad thought, and flip it around and have a positive thought.
Right.
Think
You
something positive.
get down to the root of it. Get down to the root of it. The other day I was walking, this lady was taking the baby to daycare or something, right? So she had a tea in her hand, or coffee or something, and dropped it on the floor and yelled at the child. Oh, it's your fault, and you were late. We're rushing you. When all reality is not the child. It's because maybe you woke up late. Maybe you had a little session or something last night, and it kept you up. And so it's not the child. It's actually
Exactly.
you. get down to the root, like you said, get down to the root, get down to the trigger of your negative emotion. It didn't come from it didn't come from nowhere. It came from somewhere. You just got to get down to the root of it.
And don't get me wrong, it is difficult at first. But once
Yes,
you get into that routine and you're able to make that adjustment, it becomes easy. It becomes very easy. Like, all right, I'm thinking bad. Let me think good. Let me think positively.
no, absolutely. You always want to get down to the bottom of the emotion. You understand what I'm saying? You want to get down, and therapy can help you with that. Because when you see a therapist, right? I know a lot of people are against therapy, but the therapist is basically there to create a different connotation or way you look at things, right?
Hmm.
That's basically what the therapist is there for. But many people who don't have an understanding of it, they think that the therapist is going to lock them in a room, shove pills down their throat, and stuff like that. You make the schedule. You make the schedule. You tell the therapist like what you want to accomplish. So people just don't have the knowledge of nothing. So now they're like, oh man, it's going to be like this. So we start creating this thought of what it's going to be like in our head. It's not like that. You're in control. The therapist tells you that. They're going by what you're telling them. What's going on? What are you trying to accomplish? I'm trying to accomplish being a better parent. They're going to help you with that. You try to accomplish this. So, I think people just have the wrong connotation of, what a therapist is and what they do.
Right. Nah, you're right. That even through my experience, like
Right.
I've come across therapists because I get therapy myself, and it's every 2 weeks, and
Congratulations.
it's so comfortable for me. Like I feel I'm okay speaking how I feel, speaking anything, like
Right.
just speaking it, not hiding anything, because I need the right answers or the right guidance for life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We tend to hold back, and when we're in that case, and I never got prescribed medication, so
Yeah.
we could throw that out the window if anybody ever thinks that that's what they're gonna do. Is not the case.
Right. No,
Unless, of course, you're complaining about lack of sleeping, depression so much, they're gonna help you make that adjustment. They might
so
recommend some medication, and it's up to you if you
the
want it or not.
psychiatrist
You
or
know,
something. I think they
some
tell the psychiatrist, yeah.
some people need it, some
Right.
people don't. You know, but
No, yeah.
there's something on the earth. There's always a natural resource that can help whatever issue we might be
Yeah.
going through health wise.
Actual fact, man. And yeah, just a matter of changing our thinking and changing how our brain works. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
I brought my little cousin a Rubik's cube, and I told his mom's, so it was like his mom's and this other lady. I told them get a swing, get a swing in the backyard because they got like big backyard. So I told her a swing is good. The swing and a slide is good because it kind of soothes the child with autism, things like that. So I'm like, I have a cousin that's autistic. I met a female who has a son that's autistic. So I was like, wow, maybe this is what I need to be doing.
Right. That's fire. And it's happening so much in this generation. We're seeing it more than ever these days, Kyle. Like way
Right.
more at a significantly high level.
No, actual fact. Actual fact. So when you're calling come see, I see a lot of people on YouTube, right? A lot of people in different sectors. I can actually see what they calling is, but a lot of times a lot of times we don't want to face our calling because it might not be entertaining to us, or it might be corny. We might think it's corny. We're thinking what everyone else is thinking. Our friends
Or
are thinking,
find
our
any
can't
excuse. We find any excuse to avoid it, to avoid that calling. We look for any
right,
excuse. Any
right.
excuse.
Yeah,
I'm
and
too
I see a
busy.
lot
I'm
of
this.
people.
I don't got time. Mm.
Right. And I see a lot of people's calling. I see, and I'm like, wow, maybe I should be a personal advisor or something because I see other people's callings, and it's either they don't see it or they just don't want to do it because some people just not ready at the time. But I can like pick out and say, wow, you're really good at this. I think you should be doing this. And I was telling one mother about her child, and she was like, wow. She said, you're actually telling me more than the school is doing for me. They're paying all this money for a school, and she said, "Wow, my son is doing magic tricks. I'm gonna show you the video." She said, "Wow, you got my son laughing and doing magic tricks," and she said, "The school don't even do stuff like this." So I was like, "Wow, maybe this is my calling." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They gotta know. They gotta know and take it. Take chances, man. Take chances in life, man. Because
Absolutely,
there's so much. You
absolutely.
catch stuff. You can see, like you was just saying. You can see somebody else calling, and it's like, damn, I believe in this more for you than you believe in it for you. Like, come on, like wake up, wake up. Like, let it just hit you, please. Let it just hit you.
It's fair. It's fair. And the only thing that's holding us back is us. That's the only thing that's holding us back. No one else. I don't care. People say about haters, this, that, the algorithm. Nothing is holding you back but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can work around things. You don't need these certain things, but in our head, something is telling us, right? I need to. Why would you go around people who don't like you, or someone who tells you to stay away from them, and then you go around them? That's because you're looking for acceptance. And that's
Mm.
just like a child that wants acceptance from the parent. They don't care if the parent beats them, if the parent hugs them. Any attention is good attention to a person with a brain like that, because somewhere down the line, they was abandoned. They're dealing with abandonment issues, whether it was left by a girlfriend, their mother left them. It's abandonment issues. When a person seeks attention or seeks these friendships, these social friendships online, they're dealing with abandonment issues. So right
Uh,
then and there, when a person does their behavior, all you have to do is look at a person's behavior, and
right, right.
you can tell what they're going through. So this is why I can look at a certain YouTube and I can automatically tell what this brother been through and his sister been through, and I can give them advice. But some people are too sensitive, or some people are just, they don't want to hear. They start cursing you out. Oh, you don't. But I can just look at, if you're beefing with people online, then that means you need an outlet for communication. You need a better way to communicate. You're trying to communicate yourself, but you're communicating yourself wrong. That's it. You have a
It's
lot to
crazy because you
say.
ain't lying. The eyes tell a crazy story. Especially if I got a lot of love for you. Them eyes, I look into your eyes, I could see. I could
Yes,
see the picture. I could see the feelings. I could see the emotion. I could see the pain. I could see like whatever. I could just see it, yo. It's crazy, and vice versa. I know people who love me and care about me and
yes.
mess with me. I know that they can see it if it happens to be in my eyes.
Because you got to remember, the eyes is connected to the brain. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? So whatever's, and then the brain is connected to the stomach. So you got to. This is the nervous system. All these things are connected. So this is just like children, right? A lot of foreigners too, right? They communicate through facial features, right? You see how a child would look at you, and if you're smiling, then they're gonna smile like, okay, daddy or mommy's proud of me, right? So if your brain is not right, then you can have a brain malfunction, and like people that's just making faces, and just once your brain is gone, you're gone. This is why I tell people you have to work on your brain. No, I mean, I'm not saying neglect other aspects of who you are, but your brain is your number one asset, because once your brain goes, you go. And like we were saying, your brain is connected. I mean, your eyes is connected to your brain. So what's on a person's, when a person's eyes is on their brain. This is why certain people, you can't lie to them. Oh, I'm in school. I'm in school, and this, that, the third. I'm losing weight. Oh, I'm on a diet. They know you smoking crack. They can look at you and tell you smoking crack. You ain't on a diet. Oh, I turned to vegan. I'm a vegan now. I don't eat any meat. Okay. They can look at you and tell. I have lied to my family many a times, and I know they knew. They looking at me like, okay, he's all right, but he's going through a little something. Because whenever you lie to someone, it's a fear. And I see people get on these blogs and they lie all day, man.
Right.
Because
That
if
guilt,
you
that
lie,
guilt,
you fear something.
the guilt of lying at a very young age.
Right.
Lying made me feel so bad that it became hard. I couldn't do it. Like
Right, right.
it crushes me. I'm lying to you, but inside my body, I know I'm lying. So it's like I can't. It's a very uncomfortable feeling to walk around with.
Yeah, because when you lie, it makes you feel weak, right? Because you lie, you give up some of your power, right?
So
Because why am I
I'm
lying to
ashamed of
you?
myself if I lie. No. So tell
Right,
the
why?
truth. Tell the truth.
Right. Why am I lying to you, Mr. Judge? Am I scared of you? Then you say, okay, did anybody promise you a deal? And then I lie again and say no when I know the district attorney told me if I cop out to this, I'll get a 2 to 4. So I lied 3 times. I didn't do the crime. I lied. So you just lying and you feel weak, right? You feel like because little children lie to their parents, right? So
Mm.
we start to feel like a little child. Why am I lying to another grown man? I shouldn't lie to that person. I should just
Right.
tell the person the truth or whatever. And and when we
Only
get
the
better at it,
police. It's only okay to lie to the police. Let me
right,
just put
right,
that out there. No.
right, and no, and it's right because in the Quran it tells you too that it is permissible to lie under certain circumstances. Like if I'm trying to save somebody's life and the guy say, "Which way did he go?" and I say he went left, then I saved someone's life. So sometimes lying can be good, but yeah, I see a lot of people get on here and they lie. We know your life is in shambles, but you get on here, you put on a nice outfit, you put the Visine in your eyes, and you get up here and you it's like a fake character. It's a
No, we
it's
don't.
a facade.
No
But in
matter
your
what it
mind,
is, no matter what it is, what's
hmm,
done in the dark, it's gonna always come to light. Always.
yeah, all the time because you can't do it forever. You're gonna
No.
eventually get tired. You're gonna. I heard Queen's Flip. I think it was Queen's Flip was saying that at one time he got tired of being so fake in the industry, meaning that you smile at people, you're inviting strangers to your party just because they're gonna bring 10 people and all that. I think it was Queen's Flip, but someone else was saying it. But this is what's happening, and people are doing drugs just to come up and do their podcast because it numbs them, and then they're being fake too because they're doing drugs. You're creating a false narrative of yourself. You're laughing at jokes that's not funny. Oh, you saying, "Oh, my man, this is that." That's not your man, but you're giving someone a big shout out. Hey, my man, this such and such, and that's all fake. So everything has been fake for the last 5 years, or how many years you've been on here. It's all been fake, and
Mm.
then you get
I,
tired of it one day. You wake up and you say, "Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired of being fake. I'm tired of doing this," because you're creating fake connections. Everything is fake, but deep down inside you deserve better, you want better, and then you wake up and you say, "Yo, I'm tired of doing this, man. I'm not doing this anymore."
you could tell too. Just rapping, rhyming. You could just tell.
Yeah, that's just like I used to say before, right? Like a person give you a shout out, you like, okay, that's cool, but why are you giving me this shout out? And sometimes it's to butter you up and make you feel comfortable and make you come back to the channel. And you know what I mean? So, then people pick and choose. And I give everyone a shout out. I don't care if you're a star. I'm gonna give everyone a shout out, and I'm gonna post everyone. If a star reposts my stuff, I'm gonna post that. If my friend posts me, I'm gonna post that. Everyone is the same to me. No one, just like Rick Rubin said, right? He thinks a lot of people. What holds a lot of people back? What gets a lot of people caught up? And it's because for some reason that person think that their favorite artist is more special than them. When he
Mm.
said that's not true, we're all special. You might be more special than your favorite artist. You know what I mean?
Right? Everybody's special in their own way. Everybody unique and different in their own way. Everybody's purpose is different. People are
True.
good at
That's
some
true.
things, better at things than other people are at. Better togetherness definitely helps more than we segregate and separate. We
Right.
compete with each other. Nah,
Right. Check
I'm,
this out. Right. Check this out. And
I'm listening, bro.
that's good that you said that, right? Because I was just reading in Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act. If anybody wants to go get it, fantastic book. And if you, I get it half price. So if you want it, you can check me too. I have copies of it, right? And in the book, Rick Rubin said that once we are able to understand and open our eyes to the world, we're able to understand that everything is a collaboration. We
Mm,
work in conjunction with energy, with people that we don't even know, but the energy is all around us. Like when you go in the supermarket, right? You need someone to pack your bags. So you need,
There's a before, and there's an after all the time. I know exactly what you mean. I know
right?
exactly what you mean. Like
Yeah,
it's not just a can of beans sitting on the shelf. Somebody delivered those beans here.
yeah,
A driver got hired. It's like so many different avenues. So many different avenues.
yeah. I hear people say like I have a homegirl, right? She's on Facebook, right? And she's a nice woman, pretty woman, beautiful inside and out. And she's always talking about I don't need anybody. My fallback game is on 100, this, that, and the third, all the time. I cut people off in a minute. And right now, check this out. I know where that emotion comes from. Automatically, I can tell where that comes from, and maybe I'm saying that's why you're lonely, because you're quick to cut everyone off. You can't cut everyone off because sometimes we're the issue, right? So I'm saying to myself, I already know where that emotion comes from. It comes from because somewhere in her life she felt that someone didn't show up for her that was
Mhm.
supposed to show up for her. You understand what I mean?
Right. I
That's
get it.
where that. So what happened? It's just like the child that was reaching, trying to get an apple from the apple tree, right? He couldn't reach the apple tree. So after a while, he got frustrated and said, "Fuck it, I don't like apples anymore." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that
Yo.
scenario. So once I see an emotion, I automatically know where it comes from.
Mhm.
Automatically, when I see something, this is why I don't argue with people. I don't fuss with people because I know it's not really their fault. It's the way that their brain is operated. If you can find a technique to change your brain and change the way you think, then that's when you start healing. People think it's about eating the healthiest foods, and that's a part of it, but that's not it. You can eat the healthiest foods and drink the tea, the ginger, almond, this milk. You can do all of that. But if your brain is not right, it doesn't matter. You're just wasting your time. You're just spending a whole bunch of money on stuff, and you just, you just defeat, your brain. Why do they say a mind is a terrible thing to waste, right?
It is.
Remember before I said I was reading this book, right? A couple of months ago, it said the last stage for a lot of people of enlightenment is the brain. That's the last
Mhm.
part. Once you get your brain right, you're off to something, man. Like I brought all of these things into my life. Right now I'm working with autistic children. I'm doing a promotion, putting my flyers all around. I have a beautiful relationship
Respect.
with my
Respect.
daughter's mother, and all of this wouldn't have happened if I didn't work towards it. Like I could have thought about it, like, yo, I want to have a good relationship with my daughter's mother, this, that. I could have just think about it. That's not gonna do it. I mean,
You got to do it.
moving,
You got to
putting
do
the
it.
effort. You
Take
understand
action.
what?
Take action. The
Yes.
words don't mean nothing without applying it, without applying the work. It means nothing. But don't even though to go just to give you some pushback for a quick second
Yeah.
though. Because, um, I see. I don't know if you're gonna agree with this or not, but when
Okay.
you're on your way to becoming successful, you're
Right.
going to be successful whether you're building your business, whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
Trying to just do good, make changes for better, to better your life. You're gonna be you're gonna be a douchebag. You're gonna need to cut people off. You're gonna have to like not be a doormat. Like
Right. Right.
kind people, kind people fall back. Is what I'm trying to say too. Like
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, guys?
No, no, I totally get what you're saying because this is your life, right? And time is valuable, right? Time, if you pay attention to people who have a better relationship with time, right? And they say time is money, right? Time is money, which is currency, which is current, which is energy. So all of this matters. You have to cut certain people off. You're gonna if they're not, like, they don't have to totally be on the same program that you're on, but if they're not moving to make themselves better, if they're not reaching their goals, you have to cut them off, right? You know why you have to cut them off? Because when you cut them off, you're doing yourself a just, and you're actually helping them, right? Because
Right.
sometimes your greatness can be like a distraction towards them. They need to find the path on their own. Sometimes they need to hit that brick wall. They need to go through certain things. So no, you never feel bad for
Um,
cutting people off. You're not cutting them
I'm
off to be
glad you said
mean.
that. I'm real glad you said that because at the same time, right?
Yes.
We look at it, cause like, okay, this person is doing me a disservice, but we never look
Mhm.
at it like am I doing this person a disservice? Like,
Wow.
like we don't
Right.
know that. We look to see if whether they're good for us or not, rather than if I'm good for them or not. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's okay to take accountability and say no. I'm
Right.
I'm I'm probably holding them back just as much as somebody else could be holding me back. Or mm,
No, yeah. And that's part of being mindful,
mm,
right? We study mindfulness, being in the moment, right? Some people are so
mm.
caught up in the past, are so caught up in the future. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, cause I'm here.
I thought you said pardon me. Yeah, so many people they're outside of their body.
Right.
They're not in the moment, right? And being in the moment is being grounded, and they have certain techniques that you can ground yourself. Some people probably seen it, right? It's called tapping. I don't know if you've seen some people like tap. They tap on things, or and now they got the order. What's that? The thing where they have the items and they're promoting it and they tap it. So that's like that's grounding, right? Like say for instance, like you put your hands on a wall and you go back and forth. Like you can do some push-ups. All of that is to ground you, to
In the
remind you
moment,
that you're living in the moment. So these are
meditating,
techniques, right?
meditate, breathing
Meditation.
exercise, breathing exercise
Right, breathe and exercise, and these are techniques
in the
that
moment.
some people are not using because they think that they can do it in their own. You have a defected nervous system, deregulated nervous system. This is
Hmm.
what you need to untangle your nervous system. That's what you like right now. I'm about to get a brain scan, right? A lot of people get body scans and stuff. I'm about to get a brain scan, right? And when you get a brain scan, that's when you can really tell, you really get down to because they're going to tell you, certain things. They're going to give you the information, and I'm going to buy one. They $39. But the real
Ain't that
the
called
big
the CTI or MRI or some shit like that?
well that's yeah, the body scan. But you can get a brain scan. I don't know exactly like what they call it. If they call it something else, but you can request a brain scan. They have the brain scan joints you could buy. I seen one for like $39, but I want the one that kind of draws out like what's going on inside your brain and everything, and that's when you really get down to the nitty gritty. That's when you start working on your brain, and like I
You
said,
trust
people
them things? You trust them things like that, cause? Cause I'll be
body.
scared that they'll do something to my brain.
No, 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 no. I trust them. I definitely trust them. I definitely trust them. Yeah,
Damn!
but
Wow.
like I said, people will go get a body scan. It's just really the same thing. You go get a body scan or whatever. If you feel like you go to the emergency room. Hey, I want a brain scan, and then what they tell you, you can go off from there. You know what I mean? With quick, milk. This does a body good. That does a body good. But what actually does your brain good? So
Oh,
brothers need to start focusing on their brain. Majority of my books nowadays is about the brain and the nervous system.
right. Good. Well, I'm definitely gonna be working on the brain.
Yes, yes, yeah, and
I
yeah,
spend a lot of time on the body. That it's definitely time to pay a little more attention to the brain, and that's what
right,
I've learned the last couple of weeks.
right, and they have certain activities, like puzzle games. Rubik's cube is really good. Tetris. These things are awesome, and once you really engage in them, and like I said, after 7 o'clock, man, get you you might have to go to the electronics store, get you a red light. Red light is the best to you know what I'm saying, to operate under when you're watching your shows. Matter of fact, I'll send you a video by Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin speaks about it, and he said I watch wrestling with my red light. Well, he got the red glasses and the red light.
Rick Rubin, I posted that video.
No, I said I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna
Oh,
send it to Rick Rubin. Yeah, he's really
Rick
great.
Rubin. I thought you was
Yeah.
talking about Stutter Rubin. When you first
Oh,
brought that name up to me, I was thinking Stutter Rubin because you said some music
yeah,
producer finest.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
had a I
yeah,
had a Rubik's cube. It's around somewhere too. And
yeah. Oh no,
when I
they're really
first got it,
great.
I was getting frustrated. When I first got it, this was years back too. At
Yeah,
least at
yeah,
least 7 8 years. And I'm trying to get it. And at first, I would get mad. I get mad, but throughout the years, I don't even get mad. I just enjoy doing it now.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
still I
Problem.
still haven't gotten it right in all these years.
Yeah, get back to it, and
Mm.
problem solving games. These are all games that's good for the brain. All you got to do is Google brain boosting activities or brain boosting toys, and most of them, Barnes and Nobles have most of them, and yeah. And once you really indulge in all of this, I guarantee you're gonna feel 100% better. Your brain, your cogniz, your cogniz, everything is quicker. Just like you can tell someone that's doing drugs or someone that's battling with drugs because of their response. When you say what's up, there's like slow with their response. You understand what I mean?
I get it. I get it.
So somebody, I was talking to someone, they was like, "Yo, you talk so fast and everything," and I was like, "No, that's just your cognitive level. You're quick with it, right?" So when someone asks me a question, especially if I know it, I can answer it real quick because that's all I do is study. I study all day. You know what I'm
You ever
saying?
get some questions like, "What did you really ask me that?" You don't ever get like,
um,
"What?"
but yeah, some questions somebody be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for," they're asking me, and I'd be like, "No, that's not a stupid question, or that's not a crazy question. You want to know, so you have to ask the question." But I think it's how you ask the question is basically how you get the
Mm,
response. So
I get it. Nice.
oh yeah, Quasi. Hold up, before we go, brother Quasi. Yo,
Nah, you
like
good.
three
You good. You
people.
good, bro. You can talk. Keep
Okay,
doing your thing. You good. I
yeah.
ain't going nowhere right now. You good.
All right,
I'm
like
listening.
three people told us how great our last show was, and I didn't go back and listen to it. I forgot what we spoke about, but three people told me they loved that show. A family friend, my brother Quasi, and another friend was like, "Yo," they was like, "Yo, y'all did your thing." I was like, "Wow!" So I don't know what we spoke about, but
But we
yo,
always
thank
having great bills. It's always great bills. It's never like it's
right,
always. I think 90% and the rest of the percent probably because of technical difficulties that messed up the
right,
shit. But when we get it rocking, we get it rocking. It be fire. The gems,
right,
I tell you, I enjoy learning. I
right,
enjoy learning and building.
right, and it's only going to get better. And when we do these shows, it's good because you love learning, and you give me the opportunity to express myself. Because this
Mhm.
is how you really learn, is by not by reading books and keeping the information to yourself, but by giving the information away is really how you learn. Because when people listen to you and then they do these things, they actually make their lives better, and you see the results. This is why when people say, "Hey, they stole my idea," or "they did that," they didn't steal your idea. Like Rick Rubin said, they didn't steal your idea. What happened was that idea was meant to happen at that time, and you didn't move on it. So no
Uh-huh.
one steals your idea.
Nah,
The
people do
world,
be stealing ideas, cause come on, cause you see YouTube, people do
no,
steal ideas.
no. Some people, what happens is the idea is like there, it like floats, right? Because like orgone energy, like orgone energy or mental thought residue, right? It's called mental thought residue, and it's just in the atmosphere, right? So if you don't move on that thought, then that thought, it's like in the comic
It's
book,
gonna go somewhere else. It's gonna go somewhere
right?
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the comic books like the clouds and everything. Those are the thoughts, and your thoughts are like symbolic to clouds. We just can't see them, but thought, it's all around. It's all around us right now. It's called orgone energy.
Mm. Thought energy. Nah, people
Right.
get them
So
ideas.
move.
They get them ideas.
Right. So if you get a thought, I say move on it. I say move.
I
If you
do. I
don't
have
feel,
this. I have an obsession with writing things, cause with so much
yes,
writing, like it's kind of different how you like to read. I enjoy
yes,
writing so much. Like I enjoy writing, whether it's ideas. I'm always writing, writing, writing.
no, no,
That helps
right
me
is
live it.
good.
That helps me be in the moment too. I'm in the
Right.
moment when I'm writing.
Yeah, right. Writing is good because when you write, you kind of make it a part of you. You embed it in your brain, and this is why when we was in school, they had us to write our spelling bee words, right, and then you memorize them because writing is so much. It's like personal. Writing is personal, and we embedded it into our brain. So yeah, writing things down is good. And when you write things down, you actually save brain activity for the next thought. You know what I'm
Even if I'm having a dream and I wake up,
saying?
I write down immediately what I was dreaming about,
Yes, yes.
and I might even fall back asleep. But if I get up in the middle of the night, I gotta write something down.
No, no, that's deep. You write your dreams down, dream book, you write your dreams down, it saves brain activity. And if you always want to go back to that dream, it's called the lucid dream. You just think about the dream about 30 minutes before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you'll go back into that dream. Yeah, it's called lucid dreaming. And I think the dream state, I think that's like the fourth plane or something. I think that's
It
like the
called
fourth
what? You
plane.
said lucid dreaming? That's what
Yeah,
it's
it's
called,
called
lucid dreaming.
yeah, yeah. LUCID, lucid
I heard
dreaming.
of
Yeah.
it. I heard of that term, but
Yeah, yeah, lucid dream. So that means you go back to your dream. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's funny about the dream state. They actually say when we dream is when we're actually living, when we're actually alive, and when we wake up, it's actually and when we're in the dream state. So that's kind of deep. Remember Freddy Krueger, the movie?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Done.
we're gonna break that down one day. But that's what that was about. That was a big dream. You know what I mean?
Right. I
Yeah, we're gonna
probably
talk
should
about
watch it.
that.
I probably should watch it now that I'm older, actually, since you
Yeah,
say it.
yeah,
Because yeah, because now I see movies and shows differently, and if I watch
absolutely.
that one these days, I'll probably like, oh, I'll get a better understanding. But movies be having science behind them and
Definitely.
meaning and meaning. That's why it's difficult for me to watch a TV show or a movie because I'm into it too deep. Like I'm looking at everything. I'm
Yeah,
looking for the
definitely.
message. I ain't just watching the movie. There's a message behind,
Yeah,
or they
what they call,
telling us something.
edutainment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you being entertained, but you
Entertainment.
educate. Yeah, educating yourself at the same time. And you're right. Movies, they're gonna put the like movies is a form of how people communicate, right? So they might put out a movie, but it's a community. They communicate and they put it out. So when you put something out and you let people know what's going on, and people still do what they shouldn't do, that's how you duck your karma because you let the people know what was going to happen already. So that's how you kind of duck your karma, a
Oh
little
my
bit.
goodness, yo, that's a fucking bar right there. Holy
Right.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a mental thing. Everything is mental. So if I let you know what I was going to do already, and like you didn't complain, put up no fuss, you went along with the plan, then I don't get karma for that. You know what I'm
Cause I
saying?
told them. I told them. I told them.
Right. Yeah. In
Wow.
movies is a form of communication. So a person might make a movie. And it's just like a person makes a song, right? You make a song, you communicating something, you want a certain type of people to hear this music, and everyone has a different motive. So they make a movie, and the movie is a form of programming the people, like with 9/11, that's all programming, right?
Right.
So it's just like people who was
There's a
caught in
lot of them too. There's a lot of movies that
yeah,
have the messages here. A lot of them, if not all of them, somehow got something somewhere that's telling us
yeah.
something.
Yeah, like people that was caught in the World Trade Center, right? Or they was near the World Trade Center, right? For the rest of their life, if they don't really heal from it, whenever they hear a big boom, it's gonna take them back to that actual incident, and they're gonna live it all over again. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I say stop, don't think about anything negative, right? If something happens to you, or someone calls you out your name, whatever, and you think about it, you automatically live it again right then and there. You live it. So you keep replaying it, you keep living it. Just forget about it. So what happens is those people from the World Trade, whenever they hear big boom, or people who've been in the army, whenever, it always takes them back to that time. So for the rest of their life, they're gonna need that healing for the rest of their life.
It ain't
So
easy.
imagine people who've been in the hood, people who seen a man get killed. Man, salute to
PTSD, right? That's like PTSD. That's
yeah. So I want to say salute to the brother. You know who I'm talking about, man. That brother, he's going through a lot. That brother that got up here and he shared his thing. He's going through a lot, man. Can you imagine getting your friend shot? I mean, you're losing family, car accident. All of that is trauma. And when it happened, when you see a car accident on TV, it takes you back to when you was in a car accident. And when it takes you back, you're living it. You're actually going through it. This is
right.
why when you have a heartbreak, it feels like
You
somebody
also
really
attracting it too. You also attracting that energy. You also
right.
attracting it to possibly happen again because you're
This is
focusing
what
on it.
this is why we got to be careful of our thoughts. This is why
Right.
when someone goes through a heartbreak, it really feels like someone poked their heart because it what happens, it targets the same part of your brain. So you actually living it. Someone did poke your heart. This is why when you have a dream, and some people can relate to it, you get up from the dream. You might have a dream where you had a fight or something. You wake up and you have a little scratch on your leg. Why you think you got that scratch on your leg? Because you actually lived that.
That's
This
crazy.
is that deep. This is why your brain. This is why people look at. This is why I got this food and all of this stuff. I eat. This is the way I keep myself calm. I go get my
You
gummies.
can't even share information like this with people though because they
Right.
look at you like you crazy. Like
Right.
and
So
this is for real. This is why, and that's what pushes me away. Okay, you think I'm crazy?
yeah.
I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna stay crazy over here.
Right. So when you see me out there when I was feeding the birds, I was doing that for a reason. I was doing that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeding the birds because I like to feed the birds. I feed people, but I'm also doing it for a reason too. You know what I'm saying? It gives me something to do, keeps me calm. You know what I'm saying?
All right, and them
Just like when you get,
pull
just
ups you
like when you
been
get,
hitting heavy too.
huh?
The pull ups you been
Oh
hitting
yeah,
heavy.
yeah. That's a good way of rewiring your brain too. It's about pushing yourself. It,
Mhm.
by pushing yourself and taking your mind off of other things. That's your brain. So you're shaping your brain. We got the ability to shape our brains, but we're
Definitely.
allowing our brains to be distracted by these rappers, the entertainment,
Mhm.
the
Social
now when I
media.
right now when I get up, I don't even grab my phone till like 2 hours after I get up. Not every day. I admit not every day, but most days I don't even grab my phone. I do some stretching for about at least 10 minutes. I try to do 10 minutes stretching before I even get out the bed. You know what I'm saying? And I try not to grab my phone.
Us people in our 40s and 50s, though, cause thank goodness we didn't wake up with these tablets in our hands. Like
That's true. Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
little advantage on the brain aspect of things because we didn't pick up this at a very young age. Like kids
I
are
agree.
literally born with it in their hands. We weren't. I didn't come across a phone till I was like maybe 14, 15.
Right. No, that yeah, no, that's true.
Kids is 1 and 2 years old could work a phone already. It's wild.
Right. So, and then too, right, the phones, the technology and everything, it's kind of hard to really escape, right? So if so you say to yourself, okay, they're here, we gotta deal with it. Most of our every day make appointments, we order food, everything is on the phone, it's on the internet, right? So you're gonna say to yourself, okay, I gotta deal with it, but now I do have the power of what's on my child's phone. You know what I'm saying? Let me put some educational games there. Let me put some, you know what I mean? So that's how you combat it, right? Because they're going to be on the phone regardless, and it's like you can't escape it now. You pay your telephone bill, you pay your car medicine, everything is over the phone. But you say to yourself, you know what? Let me organize this. Let me put some really good stuff. Let me put some like I got the online therapy, right? Where every morning I talk into the phone and it's really helped, right? You go back and you watch and you say, oh wow. So it's how we use it. Like people say, oh, social media this, it's not social. Like I heard somebody last night talking about, oh, YouTube this. It's not YouTube, it's just what you're doing on YouTube. It's the sector that you're in.
Uh-huh.
That's it. It's not YouTube itself.
You putting yourself in the tube.
Yes, yes. No, and that's deep what you said, right? Because when it first came out, the internet, right? The internet, right? They want you to
Internet.
internet,
You're in the net. You're in the
internet,
net
right?
stuck.
You understand?
You
So,
got caught.
right. The website, the web is like a spider that catches
And
you. The
yes.
website. So see these big tech companies, right? Check this out, right? The real truth is these big tech companies, they spend millions on the brain, man, on the mind. They spend millions. The whole tech company is how to keep you online longer. They know what to do. We just don't know our brains. They know how the brain works.
It's not just the net either. It's the worldwide net. So
Right, right.
people from all
Yeah.
over the world is in this net.
The database, they got everything. They got your birthday. They got now with the algorithm, they got the food that you like. They got
Right.
they got the food that you like. They got everything. You understand what I mean?
They're gonna make it someday real soon. Someday real soon. If you don't have
Right.
this technology, they're gonna consider you illegal.
Right, and you wake up in the morning and you turn on your phone and they got your favorite dinner. You like, how do they know what I like? And because the algorithm, right? Once you press the cookies, that's like a tracking device, right? So now they're gonna be sending you stuff. They're gonna be everything. That's how it is. And now all of a sudden you like, you know what? Now all of a sudden you want to go to the department store and get this jacket you seen when you don't even really need the jacket, but you done seen it about 3-4 times in less than 3 minutes. And when that happens, right, because you can't skip it now. What happens is you turn it down, you turn the volume down, and you flip the phone. You don't want to see that because now once it's in your head, see the tech companies know once it's in your head, it's in your head now.
Same like I use radio like back in the day. Radios they used to drill songs in our head. Like we would start off
Right,
hating the song. We would start off hating the song, and then singing it for a few months, you end up liking the song.
right, yeah. They know how, yeah, they know
Get that
exactly
mind, yeah.
how, man. So it just makes sense for people, whoever's listening to this, whoever listened to this on the playback, it makes sense for you to get authority over your own brain
Right.
because if you're not training your brain, somebody else will train it. And I'm not embarrassed to say for
Nah,
so
most
long.
likely it's already trained by someone. It already got trained. So you gotta pick that up, see that, and untrain it.
Yeah,
Unlearn everything you learn.
right, right. Now check this out, right? See, this is how they play with words and they play with ideas, right? The first thing somebody hears when they say brainwash, right? Many people need a brainwash, right? Because their brains is dirty, so they need to be brainwashed.
Mm,
But
mm.
they have you think brainwash is something that they
Wow. There you
brainwashing
go.
you.
Another gem for me right there. There you go.
Right, right, like, and this is just look the Uncle Tom, right? People say, "Oh, you're Uncle Tom." Uncle Tom was the good slave. What are you talking about, man? Come on, don't stop letting these people trick your mind. They tricking you. You know what I'm saying? You calling
Definitely
people
got
Uncle
us
Tom?
programmed. That was deep
Huh?
right there, yo.
Yeah, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tom. Like they say, TV program, television program. Tell a lie to the vision. You know what
Tell
I'm
a
saying?
lot to our
All of
vision,
this
right?
is this is yo man people I mean when people used to tell me yo this and that I'd be like is this like a little scary, yo get into your book this that, so I like kind of do it slow. I just do my spill, and if people like the information then they get at me, but I'm not telling anybody you should do this, you should do that. I just lay it out there, if it's for you it's for you, but I would recommend people getting their life together, man, working
Mhm.
out, whatever. Because everybody's routine is different. So I'm
Even if
not
it's
gonna tell
together,
people,
even if their life is together, get it more together. Biggest
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna
people.
tell people, hey, you got to do what I'm doing because that wouldn't be true. Do what feels safe to you, right? I was just telling this mother, right? Her son is autistic, and I was just telling her. I said, allow your son to do what feels safe to him, and do it, do what feels safe. Because with autistic children, she was like, wow, why is he so like, he likes me. And then he was like lively. And I said, because
It's that
people,
frequency.
yes, people in general, but autistic children, this is how they communicate, right? Because they're less verbal. So this is how they communicate. And if they're like that, that means that they trust you. They're safe. Autistic children, if they're not safe with something, that's telling you something about the other person or something,
Mm.
because they're mute, so they're gonna communicate through their behavior. So if you're telling them to go with this person and they keep like shoving back to you, then that might mean that something is happening, you know what I'm saying? So you got to
A
pay
safe zone.
attention.
You become a safe zone, a safe spot. Like
Yes.
they
So I
feel
was
safe.
telling
They feel
her,
safe and good around you. Like
right, so I was telling her, I said you got to pay more attention to your son's behavior. And when you're dealing with an autistic child, right, they deal with repetitive communication, right? So you have to repeat at least 3 times. I gotta say, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? That's how, because they're on the spectrum, right? And the spectrum is wide. They're just low on the spectrum. So when you repeat, then they catch it because their brains is different. So they say, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So if you
do
say
you
it one
understand
time,
are you familiar with the different levels of autism too? I'm
me, no,
I'm really
not
not I'm really not too informed in that department, but I'm just
no, no.
wondering
I'm,
if
I'm
you are.
just learning. I'm just learning about it. So I'm just learning about it as I go. I'm just learning about
Mhm.
it. But
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
because there's like
Yeah.
so many different steps these days too, and the guidelines became even crazier in this generation too. Like back then, they would have not called it autism, what they call
Right.
today autism. In some cases, very
Yeah,
few, but it happens.
and you know what though? And you know what though? Autism. I don't really like using that word. I just use that word because it's popular and people know it. But I really don't like. I like using on the spectrum, or I
On the
just like you.
spectrum, okay.
Right. Or I just like you because they're really regular people. It's nothing like autism is not it's not a disability. It's just a different ability. That's
Mm,
all it is. It's not a
respect,
disability.
respect.
It's not a disability. And then you got some famous people that's or look at Mace. Mace is autistic and he doesn't, you know what I mean? Look at Kanye West. You got different people, you know what I'm saying?
Mm, I get it. It makes sense. There's just so much. Some people are real bad. Some people are not too bad.
Right,
Like,
right.
and I don't
So
mean
you got
bad
it's
in a
definitely
bad way. I
different
just mean
levels.
extreme for measurement, like low level to a high level. And some
Right. Some
people
people
get it
might
real
need more
bad. Some
help
people
than
get it a
others.
lot.
Yeah.
It's like
But yeah,
tough, tough, tough. I've dealt with that often, quite often. So, um,
right. Yeah, I was telling his mother, it's just all with the brain. That's it. It's just training his brain. He can do anything that anybody else could do. It's just about training his brain.
um,
That's it.
respect,
Don't treat
respect.
him like he has a disease. It's not a disability. And then when they treat them like it's a disability, then that's when they weaken the child and the child thinks, oh, something's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you at all. And autism, they only labeled it that because the doctors got together with the schools and labeled it so they can get paid off of it. That's it. That's it.
Mm,
You just think different. No one's the same in this world. No, some people are faster than me. Some people cognitive is slower than me. No one's the same in this world. So they need to normalize that. No one's the same. I'm slower than some people. Trust me, I know I'm slower than some
nah,
people. It's probably certain topics or certain stuff that I'm slow with. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? There's some things I'm fast with. No one's the same. They need
right.
to tell the children that. Tell, oh, he got autism. He's this, he's that. That's not true. It's just everyone operates differently on the spectrum. Everyone's somewhere different on the spectrum. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not
I gotta look
retarded.
into
You're
that.
not,
I'm gonna inform myself about this spectrum.
yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely am because you made it interesting for me. It caught my attention.
Right. And when
Check
you
the
find
spectrum.
yeah, when you find where you're at on the spectrum, then you know what you're good at. It's some things that I would fail at. I'm not good in baseball. I had no time for it, but every time I swing and miss, I get mad. You know what I mean? And then there's some people that's good at it's like good at baseball. That means it's certain people just on the spectrum differently. And once you find out what you're good at, then it's off to the races. That builds your confidence. You know what I mean? Don't
Mm,
try things for too long that you're not into because it's going to kill your confidence. Because if you've been at something for so long and you haven't finessed it or whatever, that builds sorrow. That
mm,
builds failure. You start your brain starts thinking I'm a fail. I've been doing this for 10 years and nothing's happened. It's time to move on. I was telling my brother, I was like, son, you had the YouTube channel for 6 years, right? Now it's nothing wrong with that. If you want to stardom, you want that. It's not happening for you, that means move on. But other people can do it. They don't want that. They're just doing it to do it. But if that's what you want, that means you're in the wrong field. I told him that, and he was like, "Wow, I never looked at that." I said, "No, it's not you. It's not bad. You tried it for a little while. You had fun. It's not you. Move on. Maybe you need to write a book. Maybe you need to do something else. But the YouTube thing, it's just not you. Now, if you don't mind, getting 100 views or whatever, if you don't mind that in your heart, then you're doing the right thing. You know what I
right.
mean?
The right thing. Yo, shout out to my little brother. Let me take this time to thank him, right? And
Oh
show
man,
him some
shout out to
love
little
because
bro.
my little brother Rick, right? He got 4 kids and he got custody of all his kids.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
my nephew
Wow.
Jadir got the spectrum situation going on. But it's
Yes,
real bad, real bad for him. So kudos to my little brother for being able to handle that. Three little
yes.
girls and him, and he got to deal with the behavior of that situation. It
Oh
could
man,
be
shout
tough.
out to
Kudos to
him.
him. Respect to you, Rick. I know you're probably gonna see this, and say thank you, but it's tough. It's tough. And my little nephew got obsession with radio wires. Like the kid has to
Mm.
walk around with 1,000 radio wires. You cannot
Wow.
take them wires away from him. He needs them radio wires.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna be talking about it more because I think that this is something that's important, and I think a lot of the children with autism they
I
don't
love
have
him
people
so
to,
much.
right. They don't have people to speak up for them and stuff. So I mean, this is something we can do, on a weekly basis. We can have like a session just for this, and maybe bring up some people. I got a couple of friends with children, and I was wondering. I was saying to myself, why do I keep meeting people
Yeah,
when their children are on the spectrum? I was like, wow. And then with my cousin, playing with my cousin, we're doing magic tricks. And then it hit me. I said, this is why, man. You're good at it. You need to be teaching this. Right. And even if I don't want to teach it, the universe is telling me I have to teach this. It could maybe teach
nice.
it for a year, maybe for 2 years, but the universe is telling me you have to do this. Is something you have to do. You have to do this. You know what I mean? The children need it, and it'd be good for the children. They're mute. Some of them are mute. They don't have anyone to speak up for them. So this is you boost their confidence and everything like this, man. So it's really great, man. Really great.
Word. It's kudos though, man, because it's like he been doing it for a couple years now, man. Out in New
Nice.
Hampshire too, and I'm so proud of him, yo. The
Uh,
man, how he stepped up and taking care of that, handling it the way he handled. Like kudos to him, man. That could be tough. That could be tough. Kudos to
wow.
anybody that's doing that, yo. For real, that's
No, I
tough.
big them up. I big them up because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. So I definitely big little bro up, man. Salute to him, man.
Heard up. But yeah, cause I'm gonna have to get out of here now. I gotta
Okay.
head out in a second. So.
All right. Peace to
Thank
the
you. This was a
family and
great
everybody.
build. This was a great build. Thank you, bro.
No,
Thank you, bro. It
no,
was
you. Thank you.
a
Thank you for
good one.
giving me the opportunity. And like I said, it only gets better and better, right? It's like getting better and better. So thank you for the
Yes,
opportunity.
sir. It's my
And I
pleasure. It's
think,
my
yeah.
opportunity. I took it. I took
Thank
it as
you.
an opportunity.
Yeah.
Definitely learned a few different things. And no BS. Definitely
Right.
learned a few different things. But I'll
Right.
call.
And
I'll call. I'll call you on the rebound, cause
yeah,
love.
yeah. I'm gonna send you some information and stuff. All right.
Make sure the
All right.
people
Peace.
stop by your channel. I tell them stop by
Oh,
Cosmology Bay, please.
yes, sir. Yes,
Stop by
sir.
his channel. What is it? Brain Science TV? Is it Brain
Yeah,
Science
Brain
TV?
Science. I got a couple of channels. Brain Science. Just do because they all under cosmology base.
Right.
So when you type in cosmology,
Definitely a
they
whole
all
bunch of
pop
shit
up.
come up. Yeah, yeah.
They all
But
pop
love,
up.
cause you already know, bro. Stay good. We'll
You
do
too,
another.
brother.
Oh, with tomorrow's too. We got the show tomorrow too. So let's
Yeah.
not
Oh yeah.
forget.
Show them all. Yeah, I've been doing a little
With the brother
promotion. So,
AP
yeah.
on his page. Hopefully we get that done.
Yeah, yeah. We could do both. Both page 15, 15, whatever. So yeah, I see you tomorrow.
Meantime, yep. Definitely cause love, bro. Stay
I
good.
love. Peace and love, brother.
All right, people. Thank y'all for tuning in. That was a great one with Cos. I am just Eric. I'm gonna get out of here. But thank y'all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Peace, 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 peace.